Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's been a long winter, but spring's finally around the corner. Today I'm taking advantage of this beautiful day. I'm out back here. I'm just trying to clean, organize, get rid of some stuff. And also while I'm back here, I'm going to take advantage of putting the duals back on the Ventrac. So one of the big advantages of the Ventrac, and another reason why I purchased it, not just because I can switch from multiple attachments with ease, but also turf and soil conditions in my lawn couldn't handle a larger compact tractor. It would leave ruts, it would sink, cause more damage. So that's why I got the Ventrac. I actually got the dual wheels this time. I never got them with my last machine, and I wish I would have. So now I'm equipped with them. When I was at the Steiner Ventrac swap meet last year, there was a Ventrac there equipped with tracks. Tracks were always something that I was sort of intrigued on. I always wondered why Ventrac never did it. Pretty cool. I figured you could optimize flotation with it, but there are a lot of downfalls to tracks. They're slower, cost effective, they're more money. They can do more turf damage while turning. So Ventrac uses tires because of it's just easier, more speed, and you can obtain just as much flotation capabilities out of the dual wheels with the tires than probably you could with tracks. So any of you that have been subscribers to the channel for a while, you know I try to do different videos on different things, not just attachments in action. I like to try different, like I said, duals and singles, pushing snow. So today, before I put the duals on, this has been something that I've always was curious on and wanted to know how much pressure the Ventrac puts per square inch on your turf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the power bucket on here. I'm going to lift the front of the tractor up. I got some large sheets of cardboard. I'm going to mark these tires in one spot with a die. We're going to lower the tires down because I didn't want to drive on it. I wanted to get one spot marked. We're going to do the same with the rear. I'm going to lift the front up. We're going to put the duals on, and we're going to do that. When we're all done, we're going to go ahead and measure and figure out pounds per square inch of the force of the weight of the Ventrac on your turf. Now, one thing I'd like to add, these single wheels are going to be set at 8 PSI. They're all going to be checked before this test. And the duals are going to be inflated to 6 PSI because that's what I run in the summer. Let me grab the cardboard, get the tractor in position, and let's get this video started. All right, so I got the die mixed up, and this is going to be the tough part here. I'm trying to get this on this tire without making a total mess out here. All right, so I got the impressions made on the cardboard. One side on the duals didn't turn out as good as the other. I don't know why. I might have not got enough of the food coloring dye on there, but I didn't lift it up to redo it again because this is making a total mess. This is what I was afraid of. It doesn't matter how careful you try to be with this stuff. This stuff is just like never sees. I mean, just putting it on to do this video, it's getting all over the floor, and the problem is anytime water hits this, it's just going to turn my floor into a smurf. So I'm going to get the other cardboard under here, let this dry so I can get it out to clean them. But I'm going to go ahead and do some measurements on these tests we got, and then we'll talk about the force for down pressure, pounds per square inch that the Ventrac leaves. All right, so I came in to run some numbers and to do some math, so I figured while I'm in here, we're going to go ahead and talk about this. I got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to be talking pretty fast here so I don't make this video too long. So after measuring the forms, I took a tape measure, measured what the imprints of the forms left, and I'd come up with the numbers. This is going to give us a pretty close general idea of how many pounds per square inch the Ventrac puts down. So Ventrac 4500, like what I tested, it weighs 1,655 pounds. The 4520 weighs 1,705. So this would be the same as the Model Y, the N, the Z, etc. But since the 4520 is the new current tractor on the market, we're going to go with the 1,705 pounds for this test, I'm not going to do it with the 4500. So doing the singles, like I said, I took the forms, measured them. The fronts came out to 6x8. So I took 6 times 8, it equaled 48. I times that times 2 because there's 2 front tires, it equaled out to 96. I have to have my notes here because there's a lot to cover. I can't remember all this. So the rears were 7x8. They were a little bit more, they squished out, and I'm not sure if that was because of the rear weights or why, but that's just what they came out with. So 7 times 8 equals 56 times 2 is 112. So for the single wheels in the Ventrac, the total number was 208. And I did the same test with the duals. The fronts, we're going to start with first inners, 6 times 7. That equals 42 times 4 because the inners and the outers were the exact same. They were all 6x7. That equals up to a total of 168. So now the rears, the inners were 6x8 and the outers were 6x7. So I did all the math on that. 6x8, 48 times 2, the 96, 6 times 7. 42 times 2 is 84 plus 96, 180. You add the 180 with the 168 from the front, and it comes out to a grand total of 348. So, doing some math, Ventrac weighing in 1,705 pounds. Now, I'm going to add 200 pounds for an operator. This is a general, like I said, I'm not sending a rocket to space. This is a general idea of what the pounds per square inch is putting down. So if you have a 3-point hitch, maybe you're heavier, maybe you're lighter, it don't matter, but just a 200-pound operator, to make the math easy, equals out to 1,905 pounds. So with the single wheels on the Ventrac, 1,905 pounds divided by 208 comes out to 9.1 pounds per square inch the Ventrac puts down with single wheels. Now, the dual wheels, 1,905 pounds, we're going to divide that by 348, 5.47 pounds per square inch. So that's very impressive. 5.5 pounds per square inch is not much at all. So this wouldn't be much of a test. I mean, I can run these numbers and you guys are like, great, 5.5 pounds, that's great. But what kind of test would this be if I didn't compare it to something? So this is what I did. I couldn't just do a test and tell you guys what it is. We had to compare it to different things, different tractors, to sort of see how much better the Ventrac is. So that's what I did. Fortunately for me, I got some garden tractors laying around. So today I'm going to use a Cub Cadet 1772. This is a diesel. Now this is equivalent to your garden tractor, different brand wise, say John Deere 400 series, whether it's older, 420, 430, 425, 455. Maybe it's the newer X700 series. Simplicity Legacy, the same thing. These are all the general same size, same tires, around the same weight. This Cub Cadet weighs in at 975 pounds. Some of the John Deeres might have went up to like 1,100, but we're going to go with the Cub Cadet today and just use its weight. So 975 pounds. I did the exact same forms with this as I did the Ventrac, and this is what I come up with. The fronts were 3x7. So 3x7. That equals 21 times 2 is 42. The rears were more because they're wider, larger tires, 6x11. 66 times 2 is 132. So I had a total of 174 for the Cub Cadet. So I'm going to take 975 pounds, we're adding a 200-pound operator. It's 1,175 pounds, sorry, divide that by 174. 6.75, so we're going to go 6.8 pounds per square inch is what the garden tractor comes down to. Now, this is with no deck. I want to just point this out. Subcompacts, these garden tractors, the decks suspend from underneath the tractor. And these decks are 60-inch decks. They generally weigh 200 pounds plus. So you start adding a mower deck under these tractors, with the exception of the Simplicity Legacy. Simplicity Legacy, the rear rollers, half of it. The front suspended by the tractor, but the deck sort of free floats. But the John Deeres and the rest of them, 200 pounds for a mower deck puts you up to 8 pounds per square inch. So to sort of show you guys this, I took the Ventrac out and I took the Cub Cadet out. We took it in soft ground. I wanted to drive through there just to sort of show you guys the light footprint that the Ventrac actually puts out. Now I want you to keep in mind that this Cub Cadet weighs almost half of what the Ventrac does. So the Ventrac's almost 2 Cub Cadets. So just to show you that, the difference of this, what it makes. Now, I drove this through the lawn, and I didn't really want to rut up the lawn, but I figured for this video, I have to give you guys a good video. So I got this swale area. It always stays soft. I took the Ventrac with the duals. I took some video of this running through here. I ran the Ventrac through there. Didn't really disturb the turf at all, if any. Now, I did the same test with the Cub Cadet. I even put a D-ring in the back because I thought I was going to get this thing stuck. Surprisingly, it made it through fine, but it did leave some ruts. Not really bad, but it did rut up, you know, compared to the Ventrac. It was a big difference. So by doing this video now, I did go through the, you know, lawn to get there over the swale to do this. And you'll see here in these pictures and video, this ground was so soft that I was leaving foot impressions. I was sinking in this just walking in it. Now, I ran the Ventrac over through the same spot as you'll see the tire marks from this Cub Cadet. And the Cub Cadet did leave marks. You can't even tell that the Ventrac even had driven through here. So it didn't leave a footprint at all compared to the Cub Cadet. Now, some of you are going to say, well, the Cub Cadet has ag tires on it, so it's leaving impressions. And I'm not going to argue with that. You guys are 100% correct. But take the bar treads out of there and just look around the sides. You can see where the turf had sort of smashed up a little bit. And like I said, this tractor's half the weight of the Ventrac, just to give you some comparison. So not only did I want to compare it to a garden tractor, but it's more one of them things, it weighs, you know, half of what the Ventrac does. So subcompact tractors like your Kubota BX series, your John Deere 1025s, etc., very popular machines, and that pretty much has taken over garden tractor market today. That's what most people buy, that's what they most use. And this comparison of these tractors is more suitable for the comparison of the Ventrac because they're closer in the same weight, same horsepower, etc. Now, one advantage to the 1025 and the BX series Kubota is they share the same tire size as my 1772 that I did the comparison for the impressions on. So 26 by 12 by 12 rear tires and 18 by 85 by 8s, or John Deere may use 18 by 85 by 10s. The rim size are a little different, but nevertheless, the impressions made by the tire are going to be the same. So to figure this out, Kubota BX 2380 is what I did the test on. Well, you have the 2380. I did the test on the 2680 because it's the 25 horsepower, and it's the larger one of the BX series. The 2680 weighs in at 1,521 pounds, where like a John Deere 1025 weighs in at 1,444 pounds. Now, these tractors are still around 200 less pounds in weight than a Ventrac, so keep that in mind during these tests. So we're going to do it on the Kubota because that's what I got the specs on. The front 3x7 times 2 is 42. The rear 6x11 by 2 is 132, which is a total of 174. 1520 pounds for the tractor, 200 pounds for an operator is 1,720 pounds. I divided that by 174, 9.88 PSI. So that's roughly 10 pounds per square inch, almost double what the Ventrac offers. So here's another thing that makes the Ventrac unique and different. If you notice by looking at the Ventrac, all 8 tires on the Ventrac are the exact same size. Now, on a garden tractor, subcompact tractor, the front tires are smaller than the rear. So, like on the front of the Cub Cadet and the Kubota, I'm only getting 42 on the fronts and 132 on the rear. But them small tires in the front, that really increases your pounds per square inch. So, there again, I'm doing this comparison video. We're going to dig into this. So we're going to start off with the Ventrac, and this is with the dual wheels now. I'm not doing singles on this. This is no operator. This is just tractors, no operators, nothing extra. The Ventrac's 1,705 pounds. 850 times 2 is 1,700. Close enough. 850, we're going to divide that by what the front tires with duals in the Ventrac was, 168. That's 5 pounds per square inch. Nothing has changed on the Ventrac. Still 5 pounds per square inch, so it didn't increase. So we're going to try the Cub Cadet. Here's your garden tractor. 1,175 pounds, 590 times 2 is 1,180. There again, close enough. So 590 pounds, we're going to divide that by 42. 14 pounds per square inch is what the front wheels are putting down on the garden tractor. Now this is no deck, no operator, this is just the tractor. That's 9 pounds per square inch more than what the Ventrac puts down. So this is where it gets even more impressive. Now we're on to the Kubota. 1,520 pounds, so 760 times 2, that's 1,520, exactly what it weighs. 760 divided by 42 is 18 PSI, 13 pounds per square inch more than the Ventrac. All right, so the big thing with compact tractors, subcompact tractors, that kind of thing is loaders. Ventrac came out with a loader last year, the KM500. So the loader is also an option for the Ventrac. Now let's see if you're using a loader on a regular tractor compared to the Ventrac, what the differences are. So that's exactly what I did. So the KM500 loader weighs 475 pounds, and the research I did with the Kubota loaders, they were right around the same thing, around 500 pounds. So we're gonna say both 500 pounds is what the loader weight is. Now this is again just the tractors, no operators, no nothing, because the operator sits in the rear, so I didn't want to add an extra 100 pounds because I wanted to get a pretty much an equal number on the weight of the force of the tractor on the front. So here again, we already know what half the weight is of the tractor, so we're going to start with the Ventrac. 850 pounds is what the front, if you cut it in half, 850 pounds in the front of the Ventrac plus 500 pounds equals 1,350. We're going to add 200 pounds for material, whether you're hauling something around, nice even number. 1,550, we're going to divide that by 168, 9.2 pounds per square inch. That's very impressive. Now, with these tests, I do want to bring out that the loader's out front. It might put more pressure on the front. Some of you might bring this up, and less pressure in the rear. But like I said, this is just a general test to sort of give us an example of the differences. So we're going to do the same test with the Kubota. 760 pounds for the front half of the tractor, plus 500 for a loader, 1,260 plus 200 pounds of material is a grand total of 1,460 pounds divided by 42, 34.76. So pretty much 35 pounds per square inch on the front wheels of the subcompact, which is 25 PSI more than the Ventrac. So these numbers are just impressive. To take that much weight and to be able to do that kind of stuff with such a light footprint is what makes the Ventrac shine. Just another thing about it. So some advantages to the Ventrac is you don't have to have a front loader. Like, you know, compact tractors, you got the option of the power bucket. The power bucket weighs less. Power bucket weighs in at 190 pounds, so we're going to do this test too. 850 plus 190 is 1040. 200 pounds material, 1,240 divided by 168, 6.19 PSI if you're toting around a power bucket with 200 pounds of material in it. There again, guys, that is impressive. There's nothing on the market that compares with these numbers. So just to cap this video, this is what makes the Ventrac shine. These dual wheels are not just for hillsides. They're really not. They offer more advantages than just stability. So if you're looking for a machine that's gentle on turf, whether in the golf industry, say your schools, university, lawn care companies, this is the machine, and this is another option and thing besides switching between multiple attachments quickly and easily. This is just something else that sets the Ventrac apart from everybody else. So one of the other big advantages if you own a company, turf care companies, and people in the landscaping business know this, it's springtime. I already showed you I can't even walk across the ground out there without leaving footprints. People want mulch and stuff down. It's getting into that time of the year. Instead of using a wheelbarrow and having guys shovel it in there, this machine can make great work, and it doesn't disrupt turf while doing it. You can put the power bucket on, you can dump your mulch, you can do your stuff. If you need to get somewhere to grind stumps, there again, you can get into places where you're not disrupting turf. If you need to use the grapple attachment, the loader, you can go in if tree falls, some customer wants you to call, and you don't have to wait for the weather. You can't be like, oh, when it dries out, I'll get to it. Time is money, and with the Ventrac, you don't have to wait for that time. You can get in there and get your stuff done. So any lawn care professional will tell you that compaction is the terrible thing for turf. Compaction equals poor turf growth. I mean, it's one of the worst things you can do for a lawn. So anytime you can eliminate compaction, that's a great thing. So Took a little bit of time to do this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I learned a lot by doing this video, just with my notes and doing these numbers. For those of you that follow Ventrac, you may know this. For those of you that may not follow them, they've already come out with 3 attachments already this year, plus the remote control tractor that came out with last fall. I'm going to try to work on getting all of them. I got some uses for them, and I'd like to do some videos on them to show you guys these tractors in action. For all of you that enjoy these videos, that like Ventrac and tractors alike, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss this kind of content. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to go back and check out some of the other videos. I got some pretty good videos on Ventrac if that's what you're into. Hope you guys like this. Like I said, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.